Nah, I ain't judging. I just brag different. Yeah, we celebrate different over here. Yeah. I brag different. You brag loud. I brag long. I brag different. You count dollars. I count generations. I brag different. You chase attention. I chase ownership. Yeah. I brag different. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You brag about name brands, I'm bragging about land. You brag about bottles, I'm bragging about buildings. You brag about a lease, I'm bragging about deeds. You brag about a paycheck, I'm bragging about equity. You brag about the fit, I'm bragging about financial freedom. You brag about designer, I'm bragging about dividends. You brag about followers, I'm bragging about families fed. You brag about likes, I'm bragging about life change. You brag about being booked, I'm bragging about buying back my time. You brag about getting money, I'm bragging about money working while I sleep. Yeah. Don't get it twisted, I like nice things too. I just don't let nice things define me. Different scoreboard, different goals, different finish line. I brag different, you brag fast. I brag forever, I brag different. You flex purchases, I flex principles, yeah. I brag different. You brag about prescriptions, I'm bragging about prevention. You brag about fast food, I'm bragging about fruit. You brag about surviving, I'm bragging about living. You brag about being chosen, I'm bragging about choosing wisely. You brag about networking, I'm bragging about nourishment. You brag about fitting in, I'm bragging about building the table. You brag about the algorithm, I'm bragging about the children I'm raising. You brag about looking wealthy, I'm bragging about creating wealth. You brag about making noise, I'm bragging about making impact. You brag about the hustle, I'm bragging about the harvest. You brag about Jordans, I'm bragging about straight A's. You brag about birthday parties, I'm bragging about bedtime stories. Yeah. You brag about handbags, I'm bragging about handing my babies deeds. You brag about vacations, I'm bragging about destinations I own. You brag about watches, I'm bragging about buying back my time. You brag about status, I'm bragging about standards. You brag about the rollout, I'm bragging about my daughter earning degrees. You brag about what you spent, I'm bragging about what I kept. You brag about income, I'm bragging about assets. You brag about the paycheck, I'm bragging about a house that's paid for. You brag about today, I'm bragging about my grandchildren, and they won't even born yet. You brag about being rich, I'm bragging about leaving instructions. See, we both brag, we just brag different. Cause when it's all over, nobody inherits applause. They inherit land, wisdom, discipline, character, ownership. That's my flex. I brag different, not louder, longer. I brag different, not flasher, riser. I brag different, not for today, for tomorrow. You brag about what you bought, I'm bragging about what I built. You brag about what you wore, I'm bragging about what I left. You brag about the moment, I'm bragging about the legacy. Yeah, I brag different. We don't brag less, we brag different. We don't brag less.